Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Hi, Demetrius, is it? Yeah.
That's correct. How are you?
Hey. Hiya. Got it right.
How are
Oh,
things in the UK?
yeah. All right. It's been lovely and warm. Where are
Well,
you?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh, you're in Chicago. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it's been well, I'm sure it's warm over there as well, but it's been really warm, really hot. Of course, everybody's moaning about it. And now, of course, it's cool again. We had 2 days of summer so far.
Oof. Well,
Mm.
okay, what can you do, right?
Yeah, exactly. What can you? It is what it is.
There you go. First of all,
Yeah.
how did the signing of all those vinyls go?
Oh, you've seen that, yeah. It's I've got dreadful hay fever. My eyes are so sore. I know that reminded me because I got given a copy of it the other day, and out popped one of those photos. And it brought back the memories of us just sitting there signing and signing and signing.
Cool, that was a cool thing.
Yeah.
So on the surface, the new album sounds like it's a statement that age is just a number and so forth.
Yeah.
We will never get old. But paying attention to songs like It Is What It Is and Believe in You, it seems like you're giving a message to go on, right? Not look on the past, don't think of what the mistakes you have done and move forward.
Mm. Well, that's the thing with, especially with It Is What It Is. It's basically, we've said that so many times over the years. You know, you go, well, if something goes right or if something goes wrong, whatever, you just go, well, it is what it is. I mean, basically, what are you
Absolutely.
going to do about it? And I've said that so many times, and it sort of got stuck in my head. And I suddenly thought, wow, that's a song. You know, I'm sure everybody sort of agrees with that, you know.
I
And so,
hope.
yeah, that's, I mean, basically, what can you do? I mean, it really is, isn't it? If something happens and you can't do anything about it, what you got to do is make the best of it.
Right.
You know?
Is it right to say that this was initially the title of the album, and then you thought about
Yeah,
what the 45?
yeah, yeah. That was what I mean. Obviously, you know, when you do try and think of a title, you tend to take one of the album songs. But yeah, we were humming and hawing about it. And then, of course, this is another thing we're always saying. We're going, 45 years. What the, you know,
45.
where did that happen? You know, and so we were saying it again, like what the obviously F you whatever, you know. And then suddenly Jackie went, "What the 45?" We were like, "Yeah," it just happened, you know. So that was it. No, there was no question. It had to be called that. It made us laugh. We just thought we always done these things. We don't care. We just think, well, if it makes us laugh, hopefully it will make other people laugh as well.
Yeah, and it's one of the should I say the best things about Girlschool, like you're putting yourself out, you don't really care, you write the music that you like and that's all.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It says like Lemmy always used to say. He used to say, "We are Motorhead and we play rock and roll."
Exactly.
You know, simple as that, really. Yeah.
So when did the band start no, when did the band decided to start working on a new album?
Well, we always knew that we would be doing another one because basically we owed the record company an album, you know, and so they kept saying, "You're going to have to. There'll be a new, you know, we want you to do a new album soon." And of course, you know, we keep it. We're like dreadful. It's like always like we should be Spanish, really. We should say mañana, you know, or tomorrow. Oh, you know, nothing against being Spanish, but it's funny because obviously every time we've been there, it's always, oh yeah, later, you know, whatever. We were like that, you know. That's what we're like. So you know, and then I really, for one, didn't even realise it had been 8 years. You know, we play on stage, we played like Guilty as Sin on stage. I go, oh, this is an album that we recorded a few years back. You know, someone from the audience shouted 8 years ago. I went, what? You know, and like Jackie and Denise are all going, are you an idiot? We recorded it 8 years ago. I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, time certainly just flies, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So then, of course, one day the record company, literally, it was, I don't know, about a week or so, they said, look, you keep going on about this album, you know, it's time now. You've got to do it like now. And of course, we suddenly went, bloody hell, you know. And that, for us, actually, is one of the best ways to get us to do something, because otherwise we'll just sit around and go, yeah, all right, we'll get around to it, you know. So to be actually told that we're in the studio, like giving us a date, then we have no choice. We have to get on with it, you know.
So you wanted someone to kick you in the back, right?
That's it. That's how we
Oh,
work
man.
best. Yeah, kick up the backside. Yeah.
How long did you work on writing and then recording the album?
Well, actually, we had one of the songs I'd had quite a few years. I wrote that with an old friend, quite a few years back now. And Jackie had one of her songs already, and then I had like "It Is What It Is" knocking around in my head for, quite like pandemic wise. A couple of them, like "Bumping the Night," I'd already got the ideas for those. So it was just a matter of getting it all together, and deciding which ones to do. And so Jackie and I used to just meet up on Zoom, in fact, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays every week, and just write like that. So yeah, I keep going about what a technophobe I am, but I tell you, it does come in handy sometimes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who did the production and the mastering?
That's a guy called Tim Hamill at Sonic One Studios that we've used now for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't use anybody else now. He's just brilliant, and he's getting better and better and better.
From what I hear, the sound and the new album fits the band. It's how can I put it? It has room, right? The music instruments can breathe. We can hear everything that's going on.
Yeah. That's what we like. We like, I mean, Tim, after all these years, knows us really well now, so he knows exactly what we want. Like in the old days, I love this one, I keep going, in the old days, when people used to mix the album, or the band sort of wanting to be there and go, but it's no good that way, because one person will go, oh no, that should be a bit louder, or that should be a different sound. So now we don't bother with it. We just totally trust Tim because he knows what we like, and we just leave it to him. It's much easier, and let him decide. And it's so, of course, it worked out brilliantly. Yeah.
One of the songs that really stands out, at least for me, is called Dark Heart. Not the faster one, but it's the heavier one. Heaviest one. So what's going on here? Even the vocals sound a bit different.
Yeah. It's one of our favorites as well. I mean, it's one of the heaviest ones we've done. Yeah. It's just basically Jackie came up with this riff, and one of our Zoom sessions, and she's playing away, and then suddenly I sing "Cold Dark Heart," and then she's playing, and we're doing it through, and then it's "Cold Darling," and then it just came together really quick. Yeah. So
you came up with the title just out of thin air?
Yeah, just the way she was. Yeah, obviously I jot down ideas along the way, like on the, with a pad and whatever. But as soon as she started playing that, I could hear it in my head. So that was pretty good one. We just really wanted to do a really heavy one. Well, in fact, we wanted this album to be our sort of rockiest, heaviest, one as well. So
and there is a mix between heavy, and in that category I will add Into the Night, that is also interesting in that aspect.
Yeah, that was the song that I wrote with a guy called Nick Lashley, who was Alanis Morissette's guitarist, and he's done a hell of a lot of work and that in LA and everywhere. I think he's in New York at the moment. So I'd already had that song for quite a few years, so I got back in contact with him, and he's got about time he bloody recorded it, because it went. So yeah, that's one of my favorites as well. That's slightly different as well.
Well, like I said, if Girlschool are not allowed to try new things, then I don't know who is.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
What about Barmy Army? Full disclosure, I had to Google search to see what Barmy stands, because I guessed it was a British slang, right? So it's about crazy.
Yeah. Barmy Army, crazy.
So
people.
this is about the fans, right?
Yes, yeah. They called themselves that from the beginning, and we still have like quite a hardcore following from all those years ago that still come. They all say, "Hey, the girls, Barmy Army, la 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 la." They still sing it at all the gigs and stuff. And Jackie wrote that, with this other bloke, and as a tribute to them, and all the things about them sleeping in phone boxes, and she took all the stuff about what that used to actually happen. So it's a tribute to them for standing by us all these years.
And I guess the chant that we hear on the end is actually recorded.
Yes. I think they managed to pick some off of a live recording we had. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
And what about Invisible Killer? Is this about COVID?
oh yeah, that's Tracy wrote that one because she's, she doesn't get to do a lot of writing, or she hadn't done in the past bands and stuff. So she wrote this. But we said okay, because we didn't really want any songs about bloody COVID. I'd had enough of that. But this one as well, she adapted it, so it can mean about, it's not particularly just about that, So, but otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't have had anything about COVID on there at all.
No. Let's put it behind us. And
Yeah.
and I was intrigued by the grooviness and it's groovy. The song is groovy, and there is a happy vibe. It's a mess, right?
Oh yeah. That's Jackie's one. Yeah, I really like that one. Yeah.
But the lyrics are not that positive.
Yeah. Oh no. She's going on about obviously global warming and all the mess that the world's in.
And you have two songs that have this punk vibe, right? Up to No Good and Party.
Yeah. Up to No Good was just another thing where we wrote that on Zoom. And then we thought it'd be nice if somebody else did a bit of singing, because I just get fed up with doing it all these days. So we said to Tracy about doing some lyrics. Again, that was just all about having a bit of fun. And Party was an idea that I had quite a while back as well. And I mean, I had all the idea of everything about the lyrics, but then that evolved into something else. Whereas I was trying to think of all my favorite bands and of trying to like take one line from one of their songs and fit them all together. So that was quite fun doing that, because Jackie would come out with one and Tracy would come out the other, So we managed to fit quite a few in, like, Wigwam, Bam, whatever, from Sweet, Can the Can, Cindy Quattro. We got All Night Long. We got, Whole Lot of Love, The Rainbow Rising. I mean, it was just literally like every single line, managed to fit them all in of all the favourite bands. So, yeah, that's fun doing that.
Good luck choosing songs from the new album to play live.
No, I know. Well, I think we're going to be doing It Is What It Is, obviously, and probably Are You Ready at the moment.
Cold Dark Heart.
Cold Dark Heart.
You have to do that.
That'd be different to do. Yeah.
By the way, hearing you describing your Zoom sessions, have you ever thought of getting a couple of those sessions and release them? That would be so interesting to watch you guys write music.
Well, obviously the ones in the past, I don't think we recorded them. Well, Jackie might have recorded just the sound, but we didn't record them. No.
You have Born to Raise Hell.
Yeah.
When did you invite B, Phil, and Duff on the studio, or did they record their parts in their studios?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, that's the wonders of of the internet and stuff, isn't it? Because in the old days, here we go again.
Come on.
It would be impossible to get people in the middle of Wales, deepest, darkest Wales sort of thing, when they're in LA and all these places. So, yeah, it was done remotely. But when we decided to do Born to Raise Hell, we thought just to finish the album, we'd ask a few people, to celebrate it with us. And so, of course, we've known Biff and Saxon for about as long as we knew Motorhead, and so never actually sort of done anything with them. And I just suddenly thought, oh, what fun to actually do a duet with Biff, and so we asked him. Of course, he said yeah, which is lovely of him. And then I think he did his in Germany. He was on tour in Germany or something. And then Phil, obviously, it was great for him to do it, because it was actually at least on one song that he actually wrote or was played with Motorhead, as opposed to playing one of Eddie's, So of course he said yeah. I think he actually did his in Wales, but couldn't do it at the time that we were doing it. But he did it. He went into another little studio. And then Duff, blimey, that was a surprise. A friend of mine said, oh, he knew him really well, and he knew that he was a big fan of Motorhead, and he liked us, he liked Girlschool as well. He goes, do you want me to ask him if he'll be interested? Because we were looking for somebody else, that big different bass. Oh, he went, really? Are you nuts? Anyway, he asked him and literally got back straight away. Yeah, whatever they want. He said, whatever they want, when do they need it? Yeah. And then it was so funny, because then when we said, oh, whenever you can, whatever. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, he goes, is it all right if I do it in a couple of weeks' time? Because I'm on tour in Australia and New Zealand at the moment. And we went as if like we're going to go, no, you have to do it immediately.
Well, you didn't? I'm joking.
No, we bloody didn't. And so, of course, we said, you know, whenever you can, you know, because he's nice. He's just doing it for nothing, you know, for fun, you know. And so it was lovely of him. And we were thinking, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And of course, he did it. So that's so lovely of him. Yeah. I said to Phil that because Phil's doing a couple of gigs with him in Europe soon. So I said, oh, please say hello to Duff and give him my love. He goes, yeah, of course I will. And he sent him the track the other day because Phil loves it. So I'm still waiting to hear what he thinks of it, but hopefully he'll love it. Speaking
of live, you have the September South America.
Yes.
What about North America?
Yeah, then apparently we're going to America twice apparently, but splitting it into two because there's no point in trying to do big tours over there anymore, you know. So perhaps like a few weeks each. So that's supposed to be at the end. So we're doing South America in September. Then I think we got Finland and things coming up. I don't know. I'm so confused about everything at the moment. And then at the end of the year, we're doing some dates in America. And then next year, then apparently we start again with the, you know, promoting the album, which is a bit late then, but never mind. We'll just do it all again, I suppose. Yeah.
So let me put it more specifically. When are you coming to Chicago? Do you know?
Well, exactly. Well, it will either be apparently the end of this year or the beginning of next year.
Okay.
In which case it'll be what the 46 again, won't it? Next year.
So, kind of a cheesy question. What is the first thing that you remember when you think the beginning of Girlschool? Well, like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Just only a few years back. Yeah.
What is the first thing that pops in your mind?
Well, actually sleeping on the equipment in the back of the bloody van, you know, in the sleeping bags, top to tail, the four of us laying on top of the bloody Marshall cabs, you know, just talking about the fact of traveling, you know, nowadays traveling places, you know, it's like, oh, but in those days, of course, you were young, you don't care then, do you? You just absolutely, you know, don't care that you've got no money and you're sleeping on the, you know, on your gear and your thing and all that. So things have definitely improved. But yeah, we used to have such a laugh. We really did. But yeah, when Denise's socks started to smell too bad, we just throw them out the window.
I'm sure you still have fun. Come on.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. It's just that we like a bit more, you know, comfort in our old age. Yeah.
Kim, thank you very much for your time talking to Metal Kaoz. Have safe travels.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We've got 2 days traveling to get to this one gig in Sweden. Leave on Thursday and play on Saturday. But
hope to see you.
We've never actually been. It's right up north, and we've never been there before, so that'd be good.
I think it's mosquito season right now there. I may be wrong though. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll find out. Yeah.
And hope to see you live in Chicago. If we don't, I will call you back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I tell you, get on to our bloody management. Tell them we make sure we're going to be playing Chicago. I hope so. I
will do my best. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you again for your time.
Yeah, have a great day. Cheers.
Bye.
Kisses. Cheers, Demetrius. See ya. Bye.